Hello and welcome to the show. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe. To say crypto is a roller coaster, that's a bit of an understatement. And if you're worried by the crypto winter and wondering, where does it go from here? You need to watch this video. Because joining me is someone with their ear to the ground. It's a broadcaster, trader, finfluencer, and all-around crypto expert. It's Jessica Walker from Fluid Finance.
Good to see you, John. How's it going?
It's been a while since we talked last, and the markets were looking much better then. What do you think the future of Bitcoin and crypto is in general?
It's a really good question. And I think right now we have to acknowledge that markets are bleak. And if you look at crypto news, you saw 3 Hours Capital filing for bankruptcy, you saw Voyager Digital, more than $5 billion under management and suspending withdrawals. BlockFi as well came into some issues. If you're watching the news, you are a little bit concerned. And I think even people that have survived one or two bear markets already, whether it was 2018 or 2020 when COVID hit, there is still that little bit of uncertainty. I think in general, though, if you look at the markets, there's been so much growth that's happened in the last 3 and 4 years that this isn't enough to deter the industry in general. This might slow us down a little bit, but this is absolutely the best time to build. For me, I'm not a trader actively. I'm more of a slow momentum buyer. I like to acquire Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm still doing so now. I'm still continuously buying week on week. And I'm actually just using this as a really interesting time to buy, to make good networking opportunities as well. And this washes out a lot of the bullshit in the industry. I know if you've been here a while, you see companies and projects that come in every bull run, and it kind of exhausts the people that are actually building and adding some value to the space. So for me, I think this is completely normal. This is a good opportunity. It's good to check that organizations right now can be agile and stand the test of time, and just keep calm and carry on in these kind of environments.
Yeah, it's good you mentioned that. It kind of cleans out the market because, like for us, we've been around a while, and you could even see the people creating content and giving value to the crypto space. Like most people that are just staying legit are doing it consistently regardless of the market conditions. So it's good to have people like you and other influencers who just keep building, right? What do you think? Do you think the worst is over? Like something that happened with Terra Luna do you think there's something like that's going to happen again with another crypto?
Well, that was savage. And I think no one expected things to hit as hard as they did. That day I went on Real Vision and did a segment with some of the Real Vision macro guys, and even they were shocked at what we saw.
The main story here is that the peg has blown out. The price has blown out. The preg is broken.
I think a lot of people weren't expecting things to be hit as badly. I personally had friends that were holding a lot of UST. When it got down to kind of 0.80, everyone was like, no, it has to bounce back. A lot of people were hit really hard with that. And I hope for the industry's sake that never happens again, because that was something where for stablecoins to be hit that bad really dents a lot of people's life investments, and this is a shame and detriment to the industry. I think if we look right now, we saw El Salvador president buy the dip. I think he bought 80 Bitcoins at 19,000 per Bitcoin. So there is some optimism right now with this being potentially a bottom in some people's eyes. We're seeing MicroStrategy as well talk bullish on Bitcoin. I'm not so sure on where the industry is heading from a price action perspective, but I do think the worst is over. I would be very surprised. I don't think things can get more there can't be more FUD, right? This was almost back to like 2018 levels. I know you've been in crypto a while as well, and this was shocking for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, even I was a bit worried when I seen UST come down. I was in Tether, so I got out of Tether and just went in straight US dollar because there's been a lot of rumors about Tether as well, and that lost its peg back in, I think it was 2018 a little bit, but and they went down I think to 90 cents or something. So yeah, there is quite a bit of fear right now, but I think what do you think needs to happen for things to recover, for people to start feeling comfortable to bounce back in crypto?
I think there needs to be a clear distinction between stablecoins. So I work for Fluid Finance, and we have a stablecoin called DUSD. It's one-to-one verifiably backed. So every single $1 US we have in a treasury account, we then mint it into a digital version of that US dollar, and then we convert it back and we burn the digital version. So you can tell that there's always no more in the treasury than there is in creation and in circulation. This was the kind of thing where mums are calling kids that are in crypto and saying, what's going on? I thought stablecoins were legitimate. And then people that are in crypto are going, man, I don't know either, you know? This really threw a lot of people off, and people were saying, okay, well, it was algorithmic. So does that mean stablecoins that aren't algorithmic will be completely fine?
Yeah.
Where do you stand with this? And it was a really tough situation, I think, for a lot of people now that are weighing up how to move forward. They will look more closely at what the stablecoin means, how it is backed, and I think that's the only way to go forward. It just means you have to do that little bit of extra research.
Yeah.
And these kind of situations, you know, when they happen, it does mean that moving forward there'll be less detriment. It's better that it happened now than in 10 years time. So very unfortunate. I hope it never happens again, but I hope it gives a lot of people a lot of life lessons.
Yeah. Like with this lesson now being taught, even for stable coins, do you think we could be getting to the stage where Bitcoin loses its crown to stable coins, or maybe even an altcoin? Now that stable coins are going to be more secure, more backed?
Good question. I mean, I haven't personally been buying any stable coins right about now. I'm kind of still going in with Bitcoin. For me, this has just always been my mantra. I think Bitcoin still is such a new technology. It's only 10 years in creation, so there's going to be volatility that comes with it. I do think with these kind of flaws throughout, Bitcoin's code has been elite in these situations. It's been a lot of the reasons why people have got into crypto in the first place. And I do think it will stand the test of time. We have seen market dominance for Bitcoin fall compared to other, let's say, utility coins or coins that then have a second user flow. But as a store of value, I don't see stable coins really coming for Bitcoin's crown.
You made content for a bank, right, in Switzerland, I think, Geneva.
Yes,
So
correct.
what do you think
Yeah.
the big banks and like mainstream institutions, what do they really think about Bitcoin?
I think, so I started my career as a Forex journalist, and that was when I first heard about crypto back in 2015, so it was a long time ago. Banks and bankers have been investing in crypto and crypto curious since I started working in banking in 2015.
Oh, wow.
I think banks there's two separate answers to this question. I think for institutions and banks personally to invest in this technology, they're 100%, like they are moving in, they are looking at this as an interesting investment, whether it's kind of portfolio management, adding crypto to their portfolios. When it comes to banks actually adopting the technology, I really can't see that ever happening. And if you look at Bitcoin, there was 746 million transactions to date on Bitcoin network. And then you look at a bank where you have to have a trusted, I'm going to do it in these brackets because you never really know with your bank, right?
Yeah.
A trusted central authority that has to approve every transaction. I couldn't just send you funds without it going through a process of my bank approving it and your
then my
bank approving it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when you think about it, it's such a dated situation where with crypto, you can send infinite amounts of funds peer-to-peer without the need of an approval. I think banks and bank technology actually moving ahead to accept crypto and integrate blockchain ledger technology on their systems, that will never happen in the way that we need, because blockchain is a huge disruptor to fintech. Yeah. Blockchain isn't an adaptation onto fintech technology. It's completely, they're in competition with each other. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think if crypto becomes regulated, will that kind of kill the disruption of crypto? Will it make it pretty much like a bank, or does it still have its perks?
We've been in crypto for a while, so we've seen China banning Bitcoin maybe about 3 or 4 times. This kind of news headline. Yeah, you'll see maybe like a 20% dip if it's seen as like a really bad news. Like I think 2018 there was a 20% dip. Each time China comes out with a cryptocurrency ban, markets become more and more resilient to it. Actually, they see that the whole point of blockchain technology is that it can't be banned. There is no off button for Bitcoin. I think regulation will come into play, especially after the last few months with UST, with Terra, also the situation with the likes of Celsius, for example, and these crypto shadow banks. I can't see Bitcoin being regulated in the way that newcomers are fearful of. I'm not worried about regulation. I think There was a phrase that you heard a lot in conferences in 2018, which was, move ahead against regulators.
Yeah.
And then if you get a slap on the wrist, you get a slap on the wrist, we'll deal with it after.
Yeah.
And thank God everyone took that approach. A lot of companies left the United States because the US was just moving way too slow. Yeah, exactly. I went to a conference in New York in May. The mayor of New York opened the conference and he was saying he's pro Bitcoin. He gets some of his paychecks in Bitcoin. He wants to compete with the mayor of Miami. That was awesome to see. I think we are seeing the US try and catch up with other crypto-friendly countries, which is amazing. It's awesome. I don't see regulations slowing Bitcoin down at all. I think it will improve the space and it will help get rid of some of the bullshit, to be frank, some of the things that we see that can really hinder new investors. It can put them off cryptocurrency investing and just investing in general as well.
My thanks to Jessica Walker for her insights on the future of crypto. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and keep a lookout for more videos on all things crypto.